All right, we're good.
That G-Shock intro that you did last week with the order in the court, that was amazing. Boom, watch fan. What is up, watch fan? I am Christian, the curator of the Theo and Harris Watch Shop.
And I'm Michael.
You were slow on the draw there.
Yeah, it's not as quick as I usually am.
And in Texas, we've got Michael.
Thank you, Christian. How's it going? You ever watch the news network where they're just like, and we're going off to James. James?
Hi, Brandy. Idiots. You ever hear of editing?
And they have the little dumb smile on.
Yeah.
Who
are you? Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Michael. Nice to meet you. I'm not the curator of the Theo and Harris Watch Shop, but Christian is, as he said.
I'm glad that my job title has become a joke to everybody. Everyone's like, oh, he's the curator. Like, it's my job. It's what I do. It's how I pay my bills.
The guy that owns the company is just getting ripped apart all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Today we're going to be talking about Tudor and really, what would Tudor be without Rolex?
Yeah.
Another schmuck on wheels.
That's the thing. The title of this is probably going to raise some emotions, but this is a discussion, not a hard stance.
Yes. We'll also talk about Patek Philippe's 5711 victory lap that was announced. We're talking about
their victory lap that was announced, but then Terry Stern announced another victory lap.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about
I tell you, I wrote it down right there.
God.
One of the funniest things, we'll get into it.
Then we're talking about Tag Carrera, now in green. Everything's in green. Then the Black Panther AP and upside down wrist shots.
Yes.
So let's get into the conversation. First, what are you wearing on your wrist, Michael?
I am wearing my G-Shock after the video I just did.
I feel like you're trolling me. I feel like you're mocking the company when you wear that watch.
I'm like a mole. I go on the end and then I just explode at the end.
You realize that the company is built around an appreciation for fine mechanical watches. This is you trolling me.
Define fine.
A little lawyer here. No, it's a cool watch. I actually own a G-Shock. You never asked me.
Did you really?
A G-Shock was one of the first. I bought it before my Rolex. Mm-hmm. I did.
Yeah, of course.
Naturally. I was a big Kanye West fan. I still am a big Kanye West fan. And he wore a white G-Shock in some video or something. And I went and bought one. And I wore that with everything. And when I say everything, I wore that from like sweatshirts. I actually wore it with a suit one night.
Whoa, that's a different Christian.
I believe to a quinceañera.
Wow.
Which is like a tweeted thing before, but I did wear it.
Wow.
So I still have that watch somewhere.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, so that's my story.
Well, what are you rocking?
Oh, I'm wearing my mom's watch.
Whoa.
I'm wearing mommy's watch. Mm-hmm. This is a Rolex Day Date, reference 18239. Great watch, I think double click. I don't even know. I don't even set the day or the date.
Okay, so the question, which I thought about for a while, but then saw a discussion online about, would Tudor, modern day Tudor with the Black Bay and everything, even get a second look if it didn't have the Rolex name tied to it? Because if you look at others, there's so many other brands. There's Breguet's top of mind because we're always talking about Breguet recently, but JLC, all these other watch brands don't stack up to Rolex, and they don't blow up to Tudor proportions. Not that those two are in the same price range, but other incredible mechanical dive watches are in that price range, but they don't blow up like Tudor. Is it because the Black Bay is really just a home run of a design, or that little string being like, oh, it's Rolex's sister company? Like, is it that?
It's nepotism. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it reminds me of. An article I think I read on The Onion. It was like CEO tells tale of how he went from being son of CEO to CEO.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I mean, Tudor's watches are great. I'm a big Tudor fan. I think Tudor's doing a great job. Their entire collection, the collection does need work. A couple of their models do need work, but Tudor's a great company. But is their praise or is their place in the market just a reflection of their great watches, or is it a reflection of the fact they're associated with Rolex?
Is it? Yeah, Rolex is like the dad CEO.
Of course, it's exactly right. There are plenty qualified executives out there that will never be CEO because their dad was not CEO. That's just how it works.
Yeah. I just think that's so. I haven't really thought about Tudor specifically, but then when you look at the design, the Black Bay is gorgeous. The Black Bay 58, I feel like they nailed the size, but stacking it up to anything else in the price range, you're like, okay, like there are a lot of other options that will never blow up to that level.
Right, yeah.
Because they just have the boost.
And it's kind of nuts. I mean, and again, I'm not shitting on Tudor. I love Tudor. Tudor's great. I'm glad they're getting the success that they have, because they are working for it. They're certainly they're certainly not falling short. Like, they're doing a great job. But mind you, for a company that like came back in 2013, like they're not even 10 years old yet, and they've already taken over the world and their space. You on a wait list to get Tudors now. Like, when's the last time you went on a wait list for an Oris?
You're right. Oris is a great example of a brand I could not think of.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot more about watches than you do. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a teleprompter here with all my opinions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Oris and Tudor would be, that's a good comparison, right?
Yeah.
Oris is a great company. They also work very hard. Oris has really reinvented their entire collection between their heritage and between their Pro Pilot.
And their movements are insane.
But they are not Tudor. And they are not Tudor, and they will not be Tudor for the foreseeable future. I wonder, what they will be like in 5 years. I hope they even do better and better and better. I like Oris, but they don't. They're not associated with Rolex.
It's true. Because when Tudor first came out with the Black Bay got reintroduced, I was like, oh, that's so cool, because that's Rolex's like sister brand. Like, you used to be able to get a Tudor with a Rolex case. That's cool. Like,
that's
look at that.
Yeah. I mean, and now even like, broaden the question a little bit. We have to keep in mind that a lot of what's happened with Tudor in the last couple of years is because Rolex isn't just Rolex, but they've blown up in the last couple of years as well.
True.
Where do you think Rolex will be 5 years from now? Will we still have this waiting list problem? I mean, I think it's a problem. Will we still have all of this craziness? What do you think?
What I think is, I personally think there'll be a crack. Like, eventually people are just like, there's a 5 year, however long wait list to get an OP. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
I have to get another watch. Like, I can't buy 8 Rolexes that like didn't sell to get the one I want.
Yes, I think that everything gets boring.
Yeah,
everything. Yeah. I think everything that's built in hype, rather, is what I mean. Anything that is superficial eventually fades. There's an old saying, right? Show me a beautiful like woman, and I'll show you a guy who started talking to her. And the same thing goes for women to men. It's not just one way. It's the same thing, right?
Right.
Superficial appeal and beauty gets old.
Yeah.
So how long will everyone still care about this Rolex hype? Now, Rolex will forever be the biggest. They will be Rolex forever.
But the way they produce watches and those numbers and the gray markets and everything.
Right. I mean, or do we think that the Rolex market is it the first market ever that never goes down? Will it climb forever? No, of course, ridiculous. There has to be a crash at some point. And I think that will happen for two variables will play into that. One, people falling out of interest, not with Rolex, but with Rolex at those crazy prices.
Yep.
And then two, I think that Rolex at some point is going to have to, or I think that they will do on their end what needs to be done to limit this, to make sure that these watches are going into the hands not of flippers but into real buyers. Yeah. And I know through talking to ADs with great integrity how seriously they take it. Really, the fact that your AD is not giving you a Submariner isn't just a reflection of the fact that you aren't a great client, which is what everyone says. It's also a reflection of you're not family. They don't know you. You might go flip it, and if you do that, they feel like they lost an opportunity to really give a watch that's meaningful to someone that really enjoys it. Yeah. So it's not just about like the AD gets the same $9,000, an AD with integrity, and the ADs that I know have integrity, and they are getting the same $9,000, whether it's from Michael or whether it's from Joe.
Right.
So I know him. I know he's not going to flip it, because if he does, he's going to know I'm going to know, and he'll be petty. I'll look at him as petty forever. Yeah, so there's a lot to go on. But anyway, no, I don't think that Tudor would be Tudor if it weren't for nepotism. No, I don't.
I agree.
Okay, Patek 5711 victory lap.
Yeah.
Terry Stern announced it. They came out with a green 5711 in steel.
Diamond neck around it. And they came out
one with a diamond neck around it.
Yes.
Did you like those watches?
Yes.
Yes, very much.
We will get into green in a second.
What is this next thing?
Okay, read what I extracted from an article here.
Terry Stern and Hodinkee interview. Why the last victory lap for the 5711 with a green dial? Well, for me, it was more of a way to say thank you to all that have supporting us with the Nautilus. It was my duty to do it. I wanted to do something nice. But it's not the end of the Nautilus. It's just the end of the 5711.
Obvious, but...
I didn't say it was the last round, by the way. There is another bomb coming out. Maybe. Believe me, you will remember the maybe.
Whoa!
Harry Stern's answer, like written by Netflix writers, by M. Night Shyamalan or something.
But believe me.
But believe me, you remember the maybe.
Punches Ben Clymer in the face.
I see dead people, and you're dead, Ben. That's crazy.
But
weird,
but also
no, cool. That's cool.
It did hit that moment where like an Olympic athlete does a victory lap, everybody's cheering,
yes,
and then they're sitting back down, and he starts to run again, and everyone's like, "Wow, okay, go for it."
Yeah,
it's like if he does one more, everybody's gonna be like, "All right, stop.
Yeah,
we want to see another event."
Yeah.
So another bomb coming out, maybe, but you will remember the maybe, which that's a weird thing to say.
What do you think it could be? I mean, let's go through the ideas, right?
Yep.
If it is in steel, which it might not be, maybe it'll just be in gold.
Yep.
You know, if it's gold, it's yellow gold blue dial. They haven't done that in quite a while.
Yes.
Right, because they do rose gold and chocolate. Right. It could be yellow gold blue. It could be yellow gold yellow. Right. What?
I was hoping you'd keep going.
I am going.
I know.
It can be yellow gold with the blue dial, yellow gold with the yellow dial. Those are both heritage configurations.
Yep.
It could be. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do like. I don't think they'll do like pave, which they have done before.
Yep.
If they do steel, in theory they could do black. You know, but that's not very. I don't know how exciting that is.
Yeah.
And
I feel like he sets it up like it's gonna be a bigger thing. Like they changed on the victory lap the date window, the dial color, and then on a different model they added.
They changed
diamonds.
the date window on the victory lap?
Yeah, didn't they slightly recessed the silver going around it?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Hey, who's to really say?
Who's to really say? Yeah, I'm gonna go with yellow gold. The first yellow gold 5711.
I think you're right.
That's what I think.
I think you're
Either
right.
yellow gold or blue dial.
Because I think
cool.
Yeah, we both get one.
It would be cool when we can't get one because they're not for sale.
Wow,
really.
Look at what you did. That's awesome.
Wow, I got some ice cream.
Yeah, so I honestly I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
What a daunting thing, though.
Well, there you go. Tag is releasing a green watch. Is Tag news even news?
The Tag news is not news. I love the Carrera.
Like whatever's going on in Sri Lanka. It doesn't matter. No, that's a American Psycho quote. For those of you who didn't get it, don't think that I'm trivializing what's going on in Sri Lanka. It's a quote from a movie. I think in quotes, by the way.
Yeah, I know you think in quotes. A lot of the times people get angry because they don't know you're quoting something.
All the time. Yeah.
And I have to be like...
I was at dinner yesterday and someone goes, I don't know, I think he's got 4 daughters. And there's a line in Fiddler on the Roof. They go, 5 daughters. 5 daughters. And everyone was like...
Silence.
What? Like... Yeah.
Then you say, the Fiddler. The Carrera, I love the Carrera, especially the reissue. I think that's a beautiful watch.
Oh, this is a sweet watch.
And it looks great in green. The thing that I wrote, though, next to this thing we're talking about is another green watch. It's like, my God.
Is it green? That's like aqua green, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, true.
You know, it's not... All the greens are coming out differently. All the greens are different.
Yeah.
I really like this one. I gotta say, I really do.
I think the watch is beautiful.
So then why are you talking smack, yo?
The fact that every single watch company was like green. It's not, I don't even know what the correct word is, but I'm like, wow.
It's
another
so
green watch. Because if you see, where is it?
We'll say the current green watch trend is out of control. Danny Milton, Hodinkee, May 11, 2021.
Danny Milton got you? Yeah. This comes just a month after Tag released a different green watch, the Monaco Green Dial. And it's just like, wow, everything that can be green.
You should have linked the watch, Danny. Now I have to copy and paste it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't like this watch at all.
Especially from the side shots.
It's like I mean, whatever. Listen, if you guys like it, that's cool. It's not bad. I don't like it. It's not my thing. It's not a watch that I definitely prefer this like peacock color green.
The main point I was saying is there is something though about everybody releasing a green watch at the same time where I'm like, it's kind of annoying. Not that I'll buy any of these.
But what do you do? I mean, if you don't release a green watch now, you can't release a green watch for years.
You're too late.
You're too late. If you do it next year, it's like, oh, it's the slow kid.
Interesting.
We're gonna pick him last.
Yeah.
No one's gonna buy it. So it's probably like 3 or 4 years before you can produce a green watch. You really missed the boat. You don't want someone that's primed and ready to buy a Hoyer to be like, maybe I'll buy a Grand Seiko because they have the green one. I really want green. They don't have it at the brand that I like.
Interesting.
So you've got to do it. It's like putting a gun to your head.
Yeah.
I also happen to love green. I think green is great.
Yeah.
Green, for lack of a better word, is good. That's a Wall Street reference. Not Money Never Sleeps, regular Wall Street.
See?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's like...
Yeah, so anyway, cool watch. Not like big news, but whatever kind of news.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, what are you going to do? Another green watch.
What can you do?
How about this? Let's talk in the comments. Do you folks have any green watches?
Have
you bought into the green watch trend? I know that I absolutely would. I would like a green watch very much. Green is my favorite color. When I was in first grade, I was going to school. My mom put a green shirt on me.
Okay.
And I said, no, Mom, I'm not going to wear this. I hate green.
Whoa.
My mom looked at me and she said, Christian, what are you talking about? Green's your favorite color. To which I looked down at my shirt and said, oh, yes, of course.
Oh.
Now I recall.
I'm so sorry.
And since that day, green is my favorite
Why did you
color.
ever question your stylist?
Yeah, I know, right?
Puts on his green tints. I'm sorry, mother.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mother. So I became the Philly fanatic. So anyway, green's been my favorite color since then. But before there was green, there was blue. I want to talk about this Rolex Oyster. After we do this, I want to talk about the AP Black Panther, which is a ridiculous watch that we definitely have differing opinions on. I want to shoot this watch. I want to assassinate the watch. If it was a person, I would. Chadwick Boseman. No. It's not. So take a look at this Rolex Oyster Precision. This is a reference 6427 from 1975. Beautiful engine-turned bezel. Obviously, Oyster case. It's pretty thin, too. I love the proportions of this watch. I love the Oyster bracelet as well. All around, this is just a gorgeous watch. What do you think? Try it on your wrist.
Oh, yeah. For sure. One thing I will say is I love the Oyster bracelet. It's close with the Jubilee, but I do find that if you have a Jubilee, you'll always want an Oyster. If you have an Oyster, you'll always want a Jubilee.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Rolex collection kind of isn't complete until you have tried both, at least.
Exactly. Yeah, this looks great.
It's a great watch.
It is a great watch.
I mean, it's really nice. And blue dials are without a doubt the most sought after in the Rolex Classic, meaning not the professional lines. They're getting more and more expensive every day. Date just are approaching like $6,000. So insane. At least with a 34 millimeter watch, you can get it around $4,000. And I think that that's a great opportunity. This is an Omega Seamaster from 1950, so it was manufactured right around when my Seamaster was manufactured, but this one has two things that mine simply does not, even though I love mine, and that is an original bracelet, which is just bonkers. This is a crazy bracelet and a honeycomb dial.
The honeycomb dial.
Honeycomb dial is out of control.
Yes, it is.
Obviously, blue is the most attractive color, but as far as texture goes, honeycomb/waffle, that is the be-all and end-all in vintage watches. You put this in Rolex, and it's $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000. In Omega, it's well under $3,000, really close to $2,000. A fantastic value prop opportunity. What do you think about this watch?
My favorite vintage Omega case design ever. The chubby case, or whatever. Do you call it chubby case too?
I call it chubby, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love that case. When I was flipping watches, I'd always want to keep these watches, especially when it's a waffle dial, just because waffle dial is near and dear to my heart. Anything waffle dial, I'm in.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
And to top it all off, the best indice configuration, to me at least, 12, 3, 6, and 9. Yep. I love having at least some actual numbers on a watch. Yeah,
I think that's such a great watch. So anyway, that's a little peek into some of the watches in the Theo and Harris shop. You guys do make fun of me, but I am the curator of the Theo and Harris shop, so I do have a lot of fun with these watches.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on to one of AP's newest releases. This is the Black Panther watch. This is, okay, first of all, let's not ignore the fact that the tourbillon is where his private parts.
Yes.
Almost as if he had
a giant tourbillon there.
Elephantitis of the testicles or something. It's ridiculous.
A watch lover's dream to pull your pants down and see a tourbillon.
Yeah. This is horrible.
I know.
It's horrible. I get it. It's finished well. I get it. I get it. This is a feat of finishing. No one is doing this. No one is going this far. Yeah. This could have been communicated in a different and more AP fashion.
Yes.
They didn't need to show off their finishing prowess with a Black Panther watch like this. This is ostentatious. This is not the watch that the Black Panther would wear.
Agreed on that.
Who wears the watch with themselves on it? It's kind of weird.
It's like getting your own name tattooed on your arm.
Yeah, right. Michael. Or I get your name, you get mine.
Well, that's fine.
That's just business.
Shows love. Yeah.
I think this is atrocious. I don't get it. I know they're only making a few. Maybe it opens up AP to a new world. I'm sure it does. Some people now know AP that otherwise wouldn't have. I think that an AP Marvel thing is good. I think that everyone should be battling to be Tony Stark's watch. Right?
For 100%.
That 100%. Guy is a billionaire.
Yes.
You know, and AP makes sense because his style is rough and tough and badass.
Yeah.
You know, but I wouldn't put Iron Man on the watch. I wouldn't put the Black Panther on the watch.
Right.
It's all messed up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, God.
But no. The thing is, I agree completely. I don't think AP has any business in basically taking a page from Hublot.
Yes, this is a very Hublot collaboration. Ostentatious, just over the top. There's no nuance to it. There's none of that delicate Swiss, ness there. It's over the top.
That being said, I love Marvel, so I like that concept. But if I had this money in the bank and I could buy this watch, I would certainly be like, it's very weird that AP did this watch. And doesn't make sense, which is the only reason I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't wear this watch in general, just because that doesn't go with my style really at all. But the fact that I like watches and AP made this, I'd be like, this feels more like I know everything basically went to charity, but I'd be like, this is kind of more of like a gimmicky cash grab type deal.
It's $150,000 and it feels like AP jumped the shark. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. I mean, I don't buy new APs, but if I was in the AP boutique and I was having a friendly conversation with the sales associate, talking about navigating through the watch industry, I would imagine somewhere in that conversation we would reference other brands, other brands that I looked at before I got to AP, and I would think it's very plausible, logical, that in that conversation, the sales associate would poke fun at exactly this about Hublot or about other brands. They'd be like, well, if you want to wear a cartoon character on your wrist, that's exactly what would happen. Yeah. And I would say, I know, I would never want to be associated with them.
I'm sitting next to you wearing it. I'm like, I think, to me, this sets an image of you go into an AP boutique or something. They sit you down. They give you champagne. They're playing music. You're feeling great. And then when the sales associate walks out, he has a shirt on that says Marvel Rocks and shorts. And he's like, Christian!
What's up, bro?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that doesn't fit with the rest of the scene you already set.
I get it. This is an incredible feat. I understand that. I understand that it's actually technically much more impressive than other $150,000 watches. Yeah. By a far margin.
The finishing is insane.
If you look at some of the watches that have been selling at auction lately, there's a lot more watch here at $150 than what is out there at $150, which is crazy to think about. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And I'm glad that people know that AP can do this. Yeah. Right? Because the biggest criticism you get all the time is, oh, one-trick pony, you're just the Royal Oak, and how hard is it to make one of those? You've been doing it forever. Right. And so AP wants to counteract that. Yeah. Right? But this wasn't the way. Now, that being said, from what I hear in the grapevine, and I don't know if this is associated with the Black Panther. In fact, I imagine it's nothing to do with the Black Panther. But AP's doing really well. Forget the Royal Oak. I heard that there are wait lists for certain Code 1159s now.
Whoa.
And if that is true, that is unbelievable. It's exactly what I'd always speculated.
A time bomb.
I absolutely think that AP's moving in the right direction. I think the 1159 is great. I think it will get better with each generation. And I think that, I doubt that the Black Panther has anything to do with that. I would love to be proven wrong. But if the Code 1159 is on a wait list, that's a serious bragging. Like, that is heavy.
That's like the beginning of an earthquake starting.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Like, there's a wait list. The guy walking in is like, oh, no, I didn't want a Royal Oak.
Right.
I know.
No, there's a wait list.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Give me your number.
Yeah.
Give me those digits.
I don't have a number.
Yeah. So that's and if that's true, then everyone at AP should give themselves a pat on the back.
Because, for sure.
Because the watch had always deserved the attention. I'm not saying it didn't, but deserving the attention and getting the attention are two very different things.
That one guy watching this video right now that was going to go buy one's like, runs out.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
You fancy yourself a photographer?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Tell me, so I'll post a photo. I'll see it on Instagram, whatever,
Yeah.
of, my wrist like this, or of someone like that.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, from the viewer's perspective, the watch is upside down.
Yeah.
Of course, the watch is not being worn upside down. You're just looking from the natural perspective, right? The watch is supposed to be functional to the user when they flip their wrist, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unless it is a shot like this, it's going to be upside down.
Yeah, of course.
So sometimes people will comment, the watch is upside down. To which I say, okay, well, no, it's not, but
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
But that doesn't annoy me that much.
Yeah.
But when a professional website, or when someone actually takes off their watch and flips it around to do this,
It looks horrible.
it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Am I nuts?
No, I 100% agree, because I see that sometimes and I'm like, this is wrong. You're messing with me. You're pranking me. This is not correct.
It feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like a glove full of lotion. It
Yeah.
feels bad.
Do you know the Uncanny Valley?
No.
It's basically, you can animate a character and you can get them to look so realistic, but not perfect, that, or even if
You
they are
don't even
perfect,
know what's wrong.
well, they move wrong, but basically human instinct sees that they're like not human, but they are
Yes.
human. So human instincts is like, I need to attack that.
Yes.
That's not, I feel like I want to attack that watch,
Yes.
but that's the same thing where you're looking at it and you're like,
This doesn't feel right.
the way your wrist is versus the way your watch is, that doesn't make sense, and it like gets to you.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think it's insane that, again, some people may look at it and say, oh, that's weird that it's not upside down. Or that's weird that it is upside down, meaning in the regular position. But I think that's a fairly small amount of people, and
Yeah.
they're just a little confused, and that's fine. I don't think that that's a bad thing. But for everyone else that is making the, conscious decision to flip their watches upside down, you're insane. And I hope that we never have an intelligence Olympics.
Yeah.
Because you will lose.
I don't like, I feel like the general public would see an upside down watch on a wrist and notice, like they might, if they're looking at it for some reason, they'd be like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
As opposed to being like, it's upside down. Yes, obviously, because someone is standing like this.
Yes,
like,
clearly.
Logic always has to win in a picture.
So if you guys do one thing today, please comment down below your thoughts on this, because maybe I'm overlooking a variable, which is very possible.
Yeah.
Help me out here, because let's put an end to this.
You know what I realized too?
Everyone thinks there are so many issues in the world right now, and really the issue
There's
is
really
this
not.
is the issue.
Yeah.
There are no other issues, guys.
I can't think of a single one.
This is the
the
we
issue.
need to work together as humans to fix this problem.
Yes. And I just realized I should flip the video, because
Yeah,
my wrist has been like this.
right, exactly.
People are like staring at my wrist like,
wow.
oh my God.